What's up, everybody? My name is Sammy Long. This is another Laker preview video, doing one for every game this season, kind of getting everybody ready for the upcoming Laker matchups. Lakers will be in Utah tonight, kicking off a road trip. So this is a big game for the Lakers. Lakers really need this one. It's a game they should win. I'm going to get into the preview of that later. Who needs to step up with injuries? Because the Lakers are a little banged up on the injury side. But first, let's talk about that game the other night. AD and LeBron had a tough night. Before we get to them, it was fun watching that game outside of the final score. It was fun seeing a 101-93 game in the NBA. That doesn't usually happen all that much. You know, it used to be, it felt like a throwback game in the 90s, even mid-2000s, those Kobe teams. I mean, it was about defense. And when teams cracked 100, that was a big deal. That it was like, oh, they had a good scoring night. Today's NBA, if you don't crack 100, it's a pathetic performance offensively. That's what it was. Both teams really came to play defensively. Obviously, OKC a little bit more because they had 8 more points than the Lakers. But it was a fun game seeing the kind of defensive energy that was brought by both teams. Obviously, primetime game, NBA Cup game, Friday night in Los Angeles. Thought they were going to bring that energy, but kudos on the Lakers side to holding this OKC team to 101. I mean, this is one of the highest scoring teams in the league. They're unbelievable. They got shooters everywhere, scorers everywhere. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, what else is there more to say? I mean, dude had 35 points. Unbelievable player. And Oklahoma City's scary. I mean, they don't have Chet Holmgren and some of these guys that they're going to get back, and they're winning on these games. But this was one of the rare nights that I definitely do feel like the Lakers can play with this team. If they did play in the playoffs, I think the Lakers would have a good shot to win that series because, I mean, take that game. This is one of the rare times that we can point to AD and LeBron being a reason why the Lakers didn't win. How many times have we come on post games and preview videos, and everyone's talking about, well, the bench didn't do anything, and the other 3 starters didn't do anything, and things of that sort. But AD and LeBron are carrying everything. Well, they had a tough night. AD had 15 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists. It's funny to say that 3 assists shy of a triple-double. He had a tough night, but per his standards, how great Anthony Davis is, he did have a tough night, especially scoring-wise. LeBron had a really tough night. He had 12 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. A lot of turnovers. 5 turnovers. I mean, he really was turning the ball over at tough times in that game. He talked about it post-game. I don't expect this to continue with LeBron, but certainly with some lazy passing and, I mean, obviously what LeBron's done for this franchise and everything, we're going to give him, I don't think it's going to continue, but in that game, it definitely affected the game. And they were kind of getting out in transition and got some easy buckets off some of those LeBron turnovers. And at critical points in the game when the Lakers had kept it close or got up by 2, there were some big moments that kind of flipped it back to Oklahoma City, and they were able to take advantage. So got to give them credit. And a little more positive news, the supporting cast did help. Dalton Connect was probably the star of the night, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Watching him just blossom is so exciting. I mean, this is like he's developing into like, A, big-time scorer, and B, you look at his box scores, people talk about the points, he's rebounding the basketball. I mean, 6 rebounds is great, 4 assists. Like, he's contributing in other ways. It's not just a guy that has to just score to be relevant. I mean, he's scoring at a great clip, and he's, doing the other stuff, rebounding it, getting assists, passing the ball. D'Lo had a nice night, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists off the bench. He was good to see. Christie had 8. Vincent had 2. Again, took 1 shot. Pretty rough from him. Reddish did not score, didn't scratch, but he was playing obviously on the defensive end. And then Rui had a little bit of a tough night, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Austin Reeves had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. So again, wasn't a ton of scoring on the night. The Lakers only scored 93 points, but it was nice seeing Dalton Connect and D'Angelo Russell really kind of carry the brunt. And D'Angelo Russell kept them in the game. When they were threatening to kind of pull away, D'Lo had a couple big back-to-back threes in the third quarter, I believe, or early fourth. Can't remember. But hit some big shots late in that game to keep them in. Dalton Connect was doing it all night. So, obviously AD and LeBron are going to get it together. And I do think that if the Lakers saw them in the playoffs, that would be better. And a guy like Jared Vanderbilt, I know that they would get back Chet Holmgren, would be crucial for that series. Crucial because he'd just be following SGA all night. That's his job. Don't let him get 35, let him get 25. And that's a big deal. SGA was just kind of on a heater and seemed to be getting whatever he wanted. But got to flush it. Obviously, tough game. The Lakers weren't favored to win that game. Thought they could have had it down the stretch, but some turnovers at the end of the game and just lack of execution. And the inbounds pass thrown by Reeves, that just kind of sealed it. It would have been an uphill climb before then, but it feels like they just kind of lost hope at the end of the game and got away from them a little bit. But moving on to my next thing, onto tonight. Who needs to step up with injuries? So the Lakers, we're going to get to see this team a little bit differently tonight. D'Lo is doubtful. He's out now, not going to play. He's sick, apparently, illness. Excuse me, AD is probable. He's going to play tonight. Austin Reeves took that hard fall in that game on Friday. He is questionable. He's a left pelvic contusion. He got an MRI on it, but no structural damage, so he's all good there. Not a serious injury. Not gonna keep him, out for a while, which is nice. Jackson Hayes will be out 2 to 3 weeks per Shams with an ankle sprain. That sucks. It feels like he's kind of keeps going in and out of the court. But he would be a big help in this game. I really would, especially with the Walker Kessler, Lauri Markkanen. They got some bigs who can play. So who's gonna show up? Max Christie's gonna get extended run tonight, I think. Gabe Vincent's gonna get extended run tonight. Who knows? Maybe a Quincy Olivari sees a little time tonight. Especially that'd probably be more if Reeves can't go, because you're gonna need someone to come off the bench if Christie and Vincent have to slide up there. Gonna need some scoring from Reddish tonight, likely. Again, not expecting 20 points from Reddish. That's unreasonable. But 8 points, 6 points, he's got to contribute somehow on that end. And I'm excited for Max Christie in this game. I think Max Christie, this is a perfect opportunity for Max Christie to. We've kind of been seeing him. He was in that slump early in the year, then kind of been coming out of it incrementally, kind of been hanging in that 8-point range, but he's coming off the bench, doesn't get a ton of looks. He's probably going to get a lot more looks tonight. And, they're going to be keying on connect. He had 37 against his team last time. That was kind of a breakout performance against the Utah Jazz. So I'm sure that's going to be number one in their book, is stopping Dalton Connect and not letting that happen again. I expect LeBron AD to come back, have a big game. But, so the public is on the Lakers in this game. The Lakers open as 3.5-point favorites in Vegas. They moved all the way to 7.5 currently, and the total is set at 232.5. So public heavily on the Lakers. Kind of surprising with D'Lo out and guys like that, but definitely thinking the Lakers going to rebound. Maybe that's coming off a primetime game. Everyone was kind of getting a look at them. They hung with Oklahoma City. This is a big game. Specifically looking at the Jazz, this is a team that their record is not good. They're 4-15. They lost last night to the Dallas Mavericks. Without Luka Doncic, they lost 106-94. Kyrie had a big game. They are on a 3-game losing streak, but they do got some nice players. John Collins in the starting lineup. Lauri Markkanen's their star. Walker Kessler's the guy that everyone wants at the deadline. He's the one that everyone's calling about. Every team's trying to get. He had 18 points and 10 rebounds last night against the Mavs. Colin Sexton, he's a good player. Obviously came over from Cleveland in that trade. Keontae George out of Baylor. Kind of a do-it-all guard. He only had 5 points last night. 6 rebounds, 8 assists. He's out of Baylor. Off the bench, they go like 5 deep. Drew Eubanks, Bryce Sensabaugh. So this is a guy that didn't play last time against the Lakers. He was a do not play. He's out of Ohio State. He's a young player. He had 13 points. He was a good player in the tournament, actually, a couple years ago in March Madness. He had 13.6 rebounds last night. So look for him. Micah Potter. Johnny Juzang, obviously LA people know him. 2 points, 5 rebounds. UCLA alum. And Isaiah Collier out of USC. So those guys kind of round out the bench. They're in a stage with being 4-15, where the Jazz are really trying to feel out who do they have, who are trade pieces. So they're going to go pretty far into the bench. Actually, Patty Mills doesn't play. The veteran. Makes sense. He's 36 years old. What is Patty Mills doing playing on a team that is not likely going to the playoffs? It's Svi Mikhailuk, old Laker, doesn't play as well. He kind of fills out the rest of that roster. So. But in terms of the guys who are going to play, Markkanen and Kessler, it starts with them. Those guys are big. 80's got to play big tonight. Kessler's really become a blossoming star. And Markkanen's their best player. Markkanen's just elite all around, kind of four power forward, but really has a lot of tools in his game. Last time the Lakers played, obviously I mentioned Dalton Connect had 37. Markkanen at 25. Jordan Clarkson had 18 points off the bench, so he's going to be back tonight. He didn't play last night. Jordan Clarkson and Kyle Filipowski are back for this team, so that probably slides Collier and Potter off. I'm thinking, we'll see tonight. But Filipowski and Clarkson, obviously Clarkson, former Laker, always has big games against the Lakers. But so I'm really looking for Max Christie tonight to have a big game. I want to see that. D'Lo is out. Even if Reeves is playing, he's clearly a little banged up, got that MRI done. So this is an opportunity for, Gabe Vincent and Max Christie and these guys to really show up because they're going to get looks. Gabe Vincent, whatever happens, he has to be fearless shooting the ball because it really feels like he's lost a lot of confidence. He had a nice mid-range jumper in the last game against Oklahoma City, but he only took one shot. So, you're looking for more from him. I know he's probably trying to find his game again, find his shot. He's working defensively, but, you're not paying him $11 million a year to take one shot a game. He needs to be a sniper. He was shooting at a 42% clip in that run with the Miami Heat on the way to the finals against the Nuggets. So need to look for more of that. I'm really excited for this game tonight. Lakers are 4-5 on the road. LeBron had a good quote about this game. You got to figure it out. He said, lean on each other. If you don't have it, you don't have the energy, lean on the guy next to you. So it's going to be a tough road trip. First starting Utah, back-to-back Minnesota, Miami, and then Atlanta. Last game of the trip. So we got to be ready to go. Big moment for these Lakers. The Lakers obviously been kind of in a downslide, 1-4 in their last 5 games. Sometimes, even though the Lakers' record isn't great on the road, getting on the road can be good for a team. You kind of get away from distractions, away from all that, and you're just kind of focusing on the road. In the back-to-back, it used to be bad for the Lakers to play back-to-backs because they were kind of old. Now, outside of LeBron, they're not really that old. Obviously, LeBron, skews the age of the team heavily. Don't look past this game because the Lakers need this win. I know big matchup against Minnesota. They're going to be wanting some get back for the Lakers beating them on opening night. We'll get into that in the next preview video. But all right, so looking for a win tonight. Really excited. Let's go get this dub, get back on a winning streak, and pull to 500 on the road trip or on the road this season. So thank you guys. Appreciate you listening. I want to get you guys on the post game show tonight, and go Lakers. Thank you.